What's up guys, my name is Jules. I'm going to show you how to make a guitar beat in FL Studio from scratch. Usually I don't make tutorial videos like this, but I kind of want to start getting into it. Show you guys kind of what my process is and how I make my beats, because I've been getting a lot of questions, like how do you record guitar and make it sound so wide, and how do you make your drums hit and stuff like that. I don't really do anything super special, but I think just everything I do in combination kind of makes what makes my stuff sound good. So let's just go right in FL Studio. I couldn't record guitar and make this video at the same time, so what I had to do was sort of pre-record guitar, and I actually record all my guitar in Ableton so that I can time stretch it. And time stretching is just putting the notes on grid, as if you were to quantize MIDI. So you can sort of see how perfectly aligned all the waveforms are. I do all that in Ableton, and I'm actually going to make a full in-depth video on just recording guitar for making beats with. But so here's the loop that I did. This is totally raw guitar just with an amp sim. That's the way that I typically do it, and then I make all the adjustments, and kind of mixing is done in FL. Main melody goes like this. It's kind of just a slow arpeggio. And then there's two little counter melodies that go on, and they sound like this. They kind of play on each other's octaves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first route these to the mixer channel. I do this because I kind of start to mix the guitar better to just get a little bit of a vibe going. As you can hear, it's very dry sounding. So I'm gonna start with the main melody, and this doesn't really require much. I'm actually just going to literally copy this over to the next one and do it again. When you're mixing guitar, especially electric guitar, you want to kind of put everything in its own little box when it comes to mixing. You want to have the high melodies totally low passed or low cut, and then the mid melodies, you kind of want to accentuate the mids a little bit. And then a really good trick in FL for guitar is to use this. It's a Fruity Stereo Shaper, and I set it to the preset stereo too. I don't know if you can see that on the maybe, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see it on Streamlabs, but you can hear it really made it wide. I'm gonna put my reverb before it. Put a little delay on it. Cut the high end of the delay. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same with this. But since this is a different kind of melody, I'm going to actually use Ozone. It's a higher melody, so I want to use this one preset that's in Ozone Elements, and it's guitar depth. I'd actually turn the EQ off, and just the maximizer and the stereo widener stay on. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put delay before it. Then I'm going to put reverb before it. Actually, I'm gonna put it afterward. And that's what everything sounds like together. Now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pitch everything down a little bit and just see what that sounds like. That sounds so much better already. Alright, now I'm gonna do the drums. Actually, I'm gonna add a couple more melodies. One of the most slept on plugins, I think, is actually stock in FL, and it's called Soothe. I mean, not Soothe, it's called Flex. And I really like some of the pad sounds that are in it. That sounds cool. Anyway, so I want to add like a sine lead to this. And I guess I'll do it in 3x oscillator. So to get a sine wave, just a plain one in 3x oscillator, you just open it and then turn these two knobs down. So it just turns these two synths off, and then literally all you have is just this sine wave. So it's gonna sound really harsh at first. I turn it down. It literally sounds like that, you know? One thing that you can also do is you can make it operate like an 808. So that means that you can slide it. And you can do that with all stock FL plugins. So like you can make it kind of bend. I'm not gonna make it all bend like that, it's just an idea. It's kind of just a weird sound, but you'll see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sample it. So this is a preset that I actually have. And it kind of follows basically what I showed you what to do with guitar, with the stereo shaper and everything. I'm actually going to change the delay to this though. I'm actually going to decrease the attack of that a little bit. Alright, so now it sounds kind of weird like that. But I just bounced it in place. So, oops. So now it's just an audio file. I'm going to reverse it. Play with the formants a little bit with the new FL update. Hear how kind of crazy it sounds. I'm actually going to bring that pad back in because the pad's going to get all crazy with what I'm about to do to it. place right now. So you kind of have to tame it. Put soothe on. I put soothe on everything just to. As my laptop fan kicks on. Alright, so now there's like a nice little background melody going on. This is gonna get annoying to have this on all the time. I'm gonna restart. Yeah. Actually, let's see. Default. All right. All right, so that concludes the melodies. You know what? I'm gonna bounce this in place one more time so it doesn't play after I stop it. Time for the drums. I'm gonna do, I usually start with my 808s first, but in this case I think I'm actually gonna do the clap first. Yeah, that's good, and I'm gonna do some bass. Actually, put the 808 in. Kind of find the bass notes. Nah, all right, yeah, just do this. All right, just kind of get a little melody going. snares. I don't ever really add just one snare. I always try to do a couple. Add like a little perk. Sometimes I'll do this. This is kind of fun. Oops. I'll do like a roll with the perk sometimes, and it'll actually like slope down. Kind of just adds like a little bit of mysteriousness kind of sound to it. And this last one, I'll do like a triple note thing. Alright, now let's listen to all that with all the melodies, and it'll kind of make more sense. This is important. The open hat before the clap really just adds so much to a beat. I can't really, I'm sure a lot of you already know this. Sometimes, so like some things I'll do with the open hats is I'll do this occasionally where it's just one always going. And then other times I'll add like another one that'll kind of like do weird stuff alongside like the main open hat. So I'll mute that and I'll kind of do both. Thing that I can do with the hi-hats or the open hats is kind of like do like, again, kind of use them like an 808 where you make it stop in certain places, and I'll make it actually slide in one place particularly. So that's fine like that, but I'm gonna make this one short. Actually, you know what? I'll make them all like that. That's kind of cool. And this, I'm gonna have it go up. And actually, no, I don't like that on this one. I'm gonna leave it all the way. I'm actually going to bring this over. With the other one, I like to do them solely like that, and then I'll add this one in. kick. I really like this kick, and it actually, or no, this is the wrong one. Where is it? Oh, Fat Ass Rack. It was in Irby's kit, and I think it's one that he might have put like a soft clipper on and like boosted it. But having that extra like loudness helps, you know, punch when you're just trying to figure stuff out. So that's why I always use that one. Actually, hang on, I'm gonna move this back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to route these to the mixer and just do a little bit of soft mixing, nothing too intense before I structure it. That mostly consists of just side chaining the 808 to the kick. And I use Fruity Limiter. I know there's plenty of ways to do this, but I use Fruity Limiter. And I just made a preset. It kind of doesn't, it's not so abrasive when they both hit at the same time. Sometimes I'll actually be a little extra and I'll go in and I'll actually decrease the 808's attack. So one thing I'll do with the kick is I'll actually put OTT on it. And this is not how it's supposed to sound. I have a preset for it. And I believe it's just this master one. Yeah, okay. Which was originally a mastering preset for OTT, but I stopped using it because it really kind of squishes the high end. All right, so the very last part of making my beats is I will structure them out. And I do a pretty typical structure, I think, for beats. And what I actually do is I'll add other sounds in after it's been structured, because like right now it looks like a lot, but it's a pretty simple beat in terms of patterns and stuff. So yeah, so to structure it, I just Command A and B, 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 Command B, B, B. So I'll start with like an 8-bar intro, but I think I'm gonna do this. Have this actually fade in with the main melody. Alright, now it's still too many melodies in the intro. I'm going to take a couple things out real quick. Very important, I think, on my beats is crashes at the beginning of like the hook and stuff to kind of let the artist know when the hook happens, and little transitions like risers and stuff that go on as well. So we have a crash. I'm gonna see what else there is. One thing that I'll also do is like right when it starts, like right when it goes from the intro to like the first hook, I'll have this little downfall sound. Actually, no, this could be good on the drop. So I'm going to put this transition here on the drop. See, so it kind of just like suppresses it a little bit. And you know what? One more thing I'm gonna do before this is totally done is I'm gonna throw a free filter on the intro, and it kind of just I'll just automate it and have it swell in. So it'll do this, and you'll kind of hear everything sort of build up in the beginning. And now play the beat, and then that should be the end of it.